I work front desk at a boutique hotel in Melbourne. An American couple checked in and immediately asked where to find real coffee. I pointed to our espresso bar. The husband squinted at the menu. $8 for a latte? That's insane. In Seattle, I pay $4 max. I explained our minimum wage was $23 an hour, so we didn't rely on tips. He looked confused. So ... You're saying you get paid fairly? I nodded. He stared at his wife. Honey, we're in communist Australia. If you're noticing the pattern already, the gap between what people think Australia is and how it actually works. This is exactly the level of grounded, no-nonsense storytelling I bring every week. If you're someone who prefers clarity over cliché, you'll want to be here for the next breakdown that same week. A tourist left a $50 note on a cafe table and walked out. The barista chased him down the street, waving the money. The American was baffled. That's your tip. The barista handed it back. Mate, I don't need charity. I make $28 an hour. The tourist looked offended. It's not charity, it's how service works. The barista shrugged. Not here, the American muttered. Something about ungrateful millennials, and pocketed the cash. Another guest asked if our housekeeping accepted tip envelopes. I said they'd probably be confused. But how will they know I appreciated their work? She asked. I suggested leaving a nice review. She frowned. Reviews don't pay rent. I explained our housekeepers earn $32 an hour with benefits. She looked genuinely shocked. What your company actually pays them? I confirmed. She whispered, That's so European. Let me tell you about the Americans who discovered tipping isn't universal. A businessman from Dallas ate lunch at our hotel restaurant. When the bill came, he left a 20 on the table. The server returned it. Sorry, did I mess up your order? The American shook his head. No, that's for you. The server set it down again. We don't do tips here. Man pushed it back. I insist. You did great. Server pushed it toward him. Seriously, mate, I can't accept it. It's against policy. The American raised his voice. I'm trying to be nice. The server called the manager. The manager explained our award rate wages. The businessman looked betrayed. So you're telling me I can't reward good service? The manager said he could leave a Google review. The American stood up. This is why socialism doesn't work. You've killed incentive. Most people stop at the culture clash. I traced the systems underneath the wage laws, the expectations, the incentives, the stuff 99% of people overlook. If you're the type who wants the full picture, not just the viral moment, subscribing makes sure these deeper stories actually reach you. He left the 20 anyway. The server donated it to the RSPCA. The American wrote a TripAdvisor review saying our staff refused to accept gratitude. An American tourist took a cab from the airport. The fare was $65. She handed the driver $80. Keep the change. The driver pulled out his card reader. You can just tap for the exact amount. She waved him off. No, that's your tip. He looked uncomfortable. I don't need a tip. The fare covers my wage. She leaned forward. Listen, I know how this works. Taxi drivers rely on tips, he sighed. Not in Australia. We get paid properly, she insisted. I've traveled to 30 countries. Tips are universal. He started the meter again to show her the regulated rate. She accused him of scamming her by refusing extra money. He explained the taxi commission laws. She demanded his supervisor's number. When he gave it to her, she called immediately. His boss confirmed drivers don't take tips. She hung up, furious. You people have no entrepreneurial spirit. She left a 1-star Uber review for a taxi. A woman from Boston ordered a flat white at our corner cafe. When she went to pay, she saw the tip jar was empty. She asked if it was new. The owner said it was decorative, a gag gift from a friend who visited America. She didn't believe him. You're telling me nobody tips here? He explained Australians earn living wages. She scoffed. That's what they want you to think. She pulled out a 50. I'm leaving this for your staff. He refused it. They'll be uncomfortable. She placed it in the jar anyway. They deserve it more than you know. He tried to return it. She held up her hand. Don't insult me. She left. He donated the money to a homeless shelter. She came back the next day to check if the jar was full. It was empty again. She accused him of stealing from his workers. He showed her their pay stubs. She studied them, silent. Finally, this doesn't seem legal. He suggested she Google Australian labor laws. She did on her phone, right there. After 5 minutes, she looked up. Wait, you're serious? He nodded. She sat down, dazed. My barista in Boston makes $7 an hour. Couple from Atlanta ate at a popular Brisbane steakhouse. The meal was $140. The husband tried to leave $30 on the table. The waitress returned it. You dropped this, he smiled. That's yours. She set it beside his plate. We don't accept tips. His smile faded. Why not? She explained the award wage system. He frowned. But what if I want to show appreciation? She suggested telling her manager. He looked annoyed. I shouldn't have to tell your manager you did your job. His wife touched his arm. Honey, let it go. He ignored her. This system removes accountability. How do you measure performance? The waitress said they had quarterly reviews. He laughed. Reviews? Tips are real-time feedback. She offered to get the manager. He stood up. You know what? In America, servers fight for good tips. That's called motivation. The manager arrived. The husband launched into a speech about incentive structures. The manager let him finish, then said, Our staff get $29 an hour, superannuation, and 4 weeks paid leave. The husband blinked. Super what? The manager explained retirement contributions. The husband sat down slowly. Your government forces businesses to save for employees' retirement. The manager nodded. The husband whispered to his wife, We need to move here. He left the tip anyway, but thoughtfully. An American ordered food through Uber Eats in Sydney. When the driver arrived, she handed him a $10 note. Thanks for being fast. He looked confused. The app already charged you, she insisted. That's for them. This is for you, shook his head. I get paid per delivery, plus distance. I don't need tips. She pushed it toward him. Just take it. I know delivery drivers struggle. He stepped back. I make $35 an hour on busy nights. Her jaw dropped. That can't be real. Showed her his earnings screen. She stared. But how? He explained penalty rates for night shifts. She did quick math on her phone. You make more than my accountant. He shrugged. Penalty rates are fair. She sat on her doorstep. My delivery driver in Phoenix has 3 jobs. Felt bad. That's rough. She looked up. Can I tip you anyway? Like, for emotional support? He laughed. Just rate me 5 stars. She danned. Added a comment about Australian labor laws. 200 people liked it. A tourist from Chicago got a haircut in Hobart. The cut was $85. She tried to hand the stylist $20. The stylist waved it away. You already paid, the woman insisted. This is standard. Stylist said tips weren't standard here. The woman argued. My stylist in Chicago depends on tips. Stylist said she didn't. I get $32 an hour, the woman calculated. That's Lil Wen a year? The stylist nodded. Plus super. The woman sat back down in the chair. For cutting hair? The stylist trimmed her own bangs in the mirror. It's skilled labor. The woman's voice rose. My stylist makes $25,000 a year before tips. The stylist stopped cutting. That's criminal. The woman teared up. She has 2 kids. The stylist hugged her. They talked for an hour about wage laws. The woman left furious not at Australia, but at America. She called her stylist immediately. You need to move, her stylist laughed. To where? The woman paused. I'm researching. She left a 5-star review for the salon and a 1-star review for American capitalism. Last month, a family from Texas checked out after a week-long stay. The father approached my desk with an envelope. This is for housekeeping. I explained they couldn't accept it. He sighed. I figured. Can you donate it somewhere? I suggested the local food bank. He nodded. We've been here 7 days. Nobody took a tip. Not the shuttle driver, not the tour guide, not the waiters. He leaned on the counter. Back home, I tip everyone. Bartenders, barbers, valets. I budget $200 a week just for tips. His wife joined him. We spent that $200 on a nice dinner here instead. He looked thoughtful. You know what's weird? The service was better. Nobody hovered. Nobody did that fake nice thing for tips, his teenage daughter added. The barista actually talked to me like a person. He handed me the envelope. This country's doing something right. I thanked him. He smiled sadly. I'm going home to a system that's broken, aren't I? I didn't answer. He didn't need me to. Australia didn't teach these Americans that tipping is wrong. It taught them that paying workers fairly is possible. Some found it confusing. Some found it insulting. Most found it eye-opening. And a few found it heartbreaking because they realized what they'd been conditioned to accept. Next time, I'll tell you about the Americans who discovered our healthcare system. Spoiler, they cried.